Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has been ruled out of Week 6 in their matchup against the Rams. It's the second straight game missed for Jackson, who's dealing with a strained hamstring. The Ravens do have a bye coming up in Week 7. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is going to be listed as questionable for their game against the Colts. After missing the first 2 days of workouts this week, Murray was able to get on the practice field today. And the Browns have officially tabbed Shedeur Sanders as the backup to Dylan Gabriel at quarterback for their Week 6 matchup against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Raiders tight end Brock Bowers missed another practice today. He's been ruled out of their matchup with the Titans. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase is on the injury report because he missed workouts today with an illness. He'll be questionable to face the Packers coming up on Sunday. Tigers and Mariners tonight, Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series. It's tied up at 2 apiece. Tarek Skubal against George Kirby. Winner gets the Blue Jays in the ALCS, 8 Eastern on Fox. I'm Dan Beyer.
Oh, yeah, buddies. Let's go.
It's Friday, bro.
Let's go.
Friday.
We
made it. Another week in the books. Let's enjoy the weekend. Hope you had a Dodgers sort of Thursday night, a New York Football Giants sort of Thursday, not an Orion Kirkering sort of Thursday. Not a Phillies Thursday.
My goodness. Not a good night for Philadelphia, huh?
Yeah, not an Eagles, Jalen Hurts sort of Thursday.
They're dropping tears in their Philly cheesesteaks today.
Yeah, well, Covino and Rich are here to make it all better, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. If you miss any of today's show, any show this week, search Covino and Rich wherever you stream your podcasts. Be sure to follow, rate, and review. 5 stars only. But first and first, mostly, let's rock out.
All right. Now, hey, I know Covino Rich on Fox Sports Radio now airing in Philadelphia, so I don't want this to be an indication of, like, we're bad luck. So what's up, Philly?
Kidding me?
My condolences.
I love Philly. I love my Amish people in Philly.
They're not in Philly.
Yeah, they are. Just kidding. I love my cheesesteaks. I'm from Jersey.
What do you know about Philly? Rocky statues?
Are you kidding me? We would take trips there from Jersey.
Yeah. We've been on the Gambler there, but they get like an hour. Now they get both hours, so it's double torture for the Philly listeners.
Shout out to Philly. Sorry you had a tough night. We're happy to be there. Shout out to all the East Coast, all the affiliates, in fact. We'll come broadcast in your city. Let's do this. But happy to be here live from L.A., excited for the weekend. In fact, every Friday on this show, we do a few things. Rich's big TV game of the week will get you ready for the weekend. And Weekend Hobnobbing, what you need to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. Again, we're hooking you up like we always do.
Now, I know yesterday we discussed, well, who do you root for when your team's out of it? You missed it. It's all on the podcast. But to quote the great Howie Rose, put it in the books. Howie Rose put on social media, and I agree with this. I don't care who you root for, but if you can't find even an ounce of compassion for Orion Kirkering, you are undoubtedly devoid of a soul. How do you not feel a little bad for that dude? Ground ball back to him, bobbles it a little bit, and everyone on planet Earth, unfortunately, was like, bro,
first base.
First base.
First base.
First base.
Yeah, but, bro, I mean,
base.
One of the first things you learn, even at a Little League level, and not to rub it in and add salt to the wounds here, but it's to know if the ball's hit to you, where am I going with it?
Yeah.
You do that before every batter, before every pitch thrown. If it's hit to me, where am I going with it? How do you not know?
I mean,
You're the guy pitching.
It's the moment, and that's why you got to feel compassion.
It's a high-pressure moment. I'd give him a hug, too, if I could. So it's not easy.
You know, I coach 5- and 6-year-olds, and before every play I go, all right, baseball ready, Mudcats? And then the kids all look up, and I go, you know where you're going with the ball. That is, honestly, it is. Yeah. You started a T-ball. Hey, little Dylan. Hey, Phoenix. When you get the ball, where are you going?
Where's the play?
Hey, it's first and second. You're playing third. Where are you going? I could step on the base. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
you know what it is? I think it's that bobble and then a quick panic moment, and he threw it away, and that was it. And Danny G, he didn't even touch home plate. That was the weird thing.
Yeah, Kim, rookie mistake. He had to come back and step on the plate.
I know.
But I was going to ask you, Covino, and not to bring up old wounds, but how come we didn't feel this sort of compassion or empathy for Aaron Judge when he misplayed that ball in the outfield?
I don't know. I did. I hated that.
I know you did, but it feels like today the world feels for the Phillies pitcher, but not so much for Aaron Judge.
That's a great question, and that was his only error of the year.
But
that sort of
it was extra
opened
innings.
the floodgates and unraveled after that.
The Dodgers were already up wasn't it like 2 or 3 games to nothing when that happened?
Well,
right?
a lot of people think that led to the Dodgers winning that World Series game.
It did. It all unraveled.
I don't know. I agree, Sam. The stakes were way higher. Tie
What was
game.
it, the World Series, Rich?
Yeah, but tie game, extra innings, the run scores, the series is over. Aaron Judge was like a middle of the game error, like oh man.
Maybe because it was a series of events and bad mistakes after that, and bad pitches and bad plays. Maybe that was it, and this was the
that moment took the Phillies out.
Yeah, this ended the game,
And
so it seems like it's on him. And
seeing him there with his hands on his knees, like,
oh man, there's some crazy visuals. It's a current day thrill of victory and the agony of defeat right before your very eyes. You see the Dodgers celebrating, and they're jumping up and down on the field, and you see him there, like you said, Rich, like, oh man, what just happened?
I told
and
you.
you just gotta look. I know it's just a game and it's sports, but millions of people, hearts on the line. It really weighs heavy on these young men. So you just really hope that they're mentally equipped to deal with these things. Something like that is drastic and devastating. Shouldn't be, but it is.
Hopefully, he can move forward with it. They have been showing a clip on social media when he made his debut in the bigs. His dad was crying the whole time in the stands, and he seems like a really good young man. So it's like sort of a bummer. You feel for him, so have a little compassion. But you know what? My kids, I told you, I'm losing them to the Dodgers. My kids, I can't expect them to be lame-ass Met fans like me. Just because
I think you could, because you're their dad.
Yeah, but just because I like Lindor and Soto and Polar Bear Pete, and I'm, come on, Nimmo. Like, I can't expect my kids to be a loser weenie like me. It was clinging on to Darryl Strawberry and Gary Carter's afro in '86.
You are the father figure,
patriarch?
the patriarch of the family. You sort of set the precedent of we're a Mets family. Hey, you're out here in L.A. If you want to go to a few games and they're your sort of secondary team, I understand. But we're a Mets family. I think that's something that you do, and I think you should lean into harder then.
I think I have a 50-50 split of, Dad, I like the Dodgers and the Mets. And I'm like, I think I got to accept that. My daughter wore a little Dodgers hat to school today. And last night, we went to go get smash burgers after baseball practice.
Smash.
My kids are there. We're watching the game. And when that happens, and I always told you think it's corny. I think it's awesome. When I love L.A. after a Dodgers win.
Just sounds like Naked Gun.
Oh, and I see my son like, yeah. I'm like, my son's 5 and 6. That's when I started loving the Mets. So I can't expect him not to like the Dodgers, Dan Byer.
I will say this. Think of the alternative. The alternative isn't him liking the Dodgers to liking the Mets. The alternative is that he doesn't care about sports, or your daughter doesn't care at all about sports.
That's my daughter. She doesn't give a diddly squat.
So at least you can share it. Maybe a rivalry, as they grow older, but at least they're invested or involved in a team at this point.
I think
that is true.
I think
that's better than not.
My kids know it means something to me, and it sounds so ridiculous, but when we're playing wiffle ball in the front yard, remember you would do this? You would do the batting stances of the different guys? My son's like, all right, now I'm Mookie Betts. All right, now I'm Polar Bear Pete. And I'm like, are you just doing that because, Dad wants you?
He's humoring you.
You could be Freddie Freeman, buddy. You could be Ohtani.
He's growing up in it.
Rich, you're not the only transplant facing this. Our boss was there last night. He's a Minnesota guy, Minnesota fan. His son was screaming and jumping up and down and celebrating the moment with his Dodgers
hit
gear
up
on.
our boss, Scott Shapiro, because he is a true fan.
Sounds like the kids here are little front runners. That's what I'm getting out of it.
No,
they're growing up in
dude.
a culture of winning and championships, and how are they not going to gravitate towards that?
I know. But Rich, honestly, I mean, you're such a Mets fan. I think you gotta just be not that you're not. I'm not saying it in any way because Rich is, but you gotta lean a little harder and maybe be a stronger influence.
What if I went Hollywood Hogan and I'm like,
no,
F the Mets, and all of a
Can't
sudden
do
I'm like,
that.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, last
But-
night was a hell of a baseball game, and like I said, just a terrible night for Philadelphia because the story doesn't end with.
You don't want to lose
You know.
that way. That's the thing. I thought the Dodgers were going to win anyway, but you don't want to lose that way. And it was sad to see. And I do want to give Kirkering a
hug.
little hug and how do you do? It is just a game, but we've seen a lot of pitchers in that position that gave things up, take things way hard, and understandable. You ever have a moment like that on a much smaller level, obviously? We're not professional athletes, but you ever have that sort of situation where you were it used to be called the GOAT. Before the GOAT was the GOAT, you were the GOAT. You were the bad luck.
It used to be
Right,
the
yeah.
GOAT, not like
You ever
greatest of
blow
all
the
time.
game?
Truthfully, it sounds ridiculous because I would never brought it up to you.
No, because think of how it hurts on the weakest of levels. Can you imagine in some of the biggest moments ever how that must feel? My God.
I've never brought this up because it's such a lame example, but it is true. You know, I play softball. I like being active. When I played in Hoboken in my 20s and 30s, we were in the final game, and the third out was like a you know when a line drive's dying, it was hit to me, and if I make the play, game's over, we win. And the ball just died. I dove, it went under my glove, and the other team won. And it was probably a play I could have made, and that's rec softball. And I remember, I just mentioned it now. You remember those things. And
You never forget. So,
so
again,
imagine that times a gazillion when it actually matters, right?
You know, it's not easy being Jazz Chisholm right
probably
now,
right.
or
If you-
Kirkering, or any of these
Dude.
guys. It's really tough. These are young men. And, again, they're, I don't want to say a different breed of guy, but they're a lot more sensitive than men used to be back in the day. Back to your story, Rich, I remember playing in a tournament out here in California at Loyola Marymount College playing outfield, came charging in and went right under my glove. We were out of the tournament. So came from the East Coast to play in a West Coast tournament out here. Done because of my error. And that's, again, a stupid, I was 19 years old.
So put in
And I
perspective.
still remember that.
Put in perspective what this kid must be feeling.
Yeah,
because
terrible.
if we're remembering stories, if you missed the game-winning shot in basketball, or if you played high school football or college football, and you threw a pick to lose the state championship, those things bother you. Imagine you're in the Major League Baseball playoffs and a comebacker, you bobble a little bit, and that's now, until something better in your career happens, you will be tied to that unfortunate flub.
Truthfully, though, nobody ever forgets.
No.
So you think you move on and move past it. Nobody forgets, because even at the weakest of levels, like I said, my dad still brings up the time I was pitching like a Little League championship and some little roly-poly kid made an error at third base. Blew the whole game. Yeah, man, if little chubby-ass Dave would have caught that ball, you guys. My dad he'll still bring that up.
Oh,
and,
man,
and
chubby-ass Dave blew it?
Dave's a grown-ass man with kids and a family. But if I saw him, he'd be like, Dave, you made that error.
Chubby-ass Dave blew it.
When we were 10 years old, you blew it for everybody. You never forget.
My sister, her husband, and their daughter, my niece, live in Philadelphia. Huge Phillies fans, huge Eagles fans. My sister's been living there for the majority of her life, more so than she grew up in Iowa. When she left for college at 17, she's been living in Philly ever since. So it's been a really rough week. So Saturday leading into Sunday, the Phillies lose on Saturday, the Phillies lose on Sunday. Then the Eagles lose, blow a 2-touchdown lead last Sunday. Then it's just been a tough week of licking your wounds. And then we get to Thursday, and the Phillies are out, and the Eagles lose again. So she's heartbroken right now.
Like I said, there's tears in the cheesesteaks. There's
Very salty cheesesteaks.
Cove, you referred to it at the beginning of the show about Kim not stepping on the bat on home plate, actually.
Right. On the final play when the Dodgers won after the error, he
foot
missed
got there just early.
Right.
So he had to come back and step on it after the play. So what was worse, the decision or the throw? Because had the catcher been able to reach out and glove it, he could have still got the out because of how Kim missed the bag.
That's right. Imagine if that happened. Imagine if the throw was made.
Kim is then the
Exactly.
goat.
That would have been the weakest.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse.
For every great moment, keep this in mind. For every moment that's terrible for someone, it's someone else's great moment, and vice versa. Like for every for every gets by Buckner, rounding third is night.
There's a Bruce Hurst out there.
There's a Mookie Wilson who was the hero in that moment. For every time out the Fab Five in Michigan,
Who was
there's someone that benefits from that timeout.
Who was the pitcher for the? Was it Stanley or Who was it?
Bob
Stanley.
Hurst was a starter. So
It was Bob Stanley and Calvin Schiraldi, right? In the pen back in then?
Yes.
Back in the 86. So, yeah, tough night. But, again, there's something to be happy about, Philadelphia. You now have us for 2 hours.
Look at that. And you know what? I want to be the first to say this because I know he's a Rich Davis guy. Good luck to your Brewers tomorrow night, Dan Byer.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Rich Davis. I appreciate that.
Covino is going to be like, baseball. He wouldn't even have, thought of it.
He's a Rich Davis guy for this week. He's prisoner of the moment, much like everybody is about the New York Football Giants. Let's get into that. That's how I feel about it. Dan, Rich is great in small doses. You'll be sick of him by next week. Trust me.
I was going to say I've actually got some bad news for Rich.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can I have a breaking news stager, please, Sam?
No.
Yeah, I hate to do this to my guy.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
The Niners have ruled out Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall for Sunday's game against the Buccaneers. So they're maybe expected, but sorry, bud. I had to deliver the bad news, but Purdy's going to miss another game.
You know what? Mac's a little banged up.
He's 3-0. What is it? 4-0?
Yeah,
What is it?
Mac Jones. Let's keep the magic alive.
That's not so bad.
And I believe Juwan Jennings, is back. So I'm going to be positive, Dan Byer.
I feel like there's a part of you, Rich, that's excited to see if Mac Jones could still bring that magic and still be a force.
I think.
Aren't you excited to see what he could do?
It's a good problem to have. And you know what? If you want to call it a push, Dan Byer, I'm positive Dickey today. Oh, no Pearsall, but isn't Mike Evans out?
Yes, he is.
Well, there you go. It's a little Vegas push.
You're
at a wide receiver, so are we.
I'm getting a feeling, is that still going to be Rich's big TV game of the week? We'll find out. But last night.
You just said this is a prisoner of the moment thing. Let's talk last night because when you're done watching the Dodgers Phillies.
Oh, went right to Amazon Prime.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
And it was exciting, dude. I haven't seen this much excitement for the Giants since the 90s, maybe? Honestly, and I know it's just one night, but I feel like you got to do it a few more times before I start believing it. It was on a big stage, Thursday Night Football against your Super Bowl champions, against the Eagles, big rivalry, right? So think about it. I'm an East Coast kid. We pointed it out this week. I don't have a team other than the Yankees because when I was a kid, you made a stupid choice like I like the Cowboys, right? But I didn't get the chance to watch the Cowboys every week. I like the 49ers. Didn't get the chance to watch the 49ers. So I grew up around a lot of Giants fans. I went to Giants games, but I never really liked them. I didn't really get into them. I wasn't a Mark Bavaro kind of guy. But I remember
you were a Mark Bavaro mullet type of guy.
I wasn't a Phil McConkey kind of dude, a Shockey kind of guy as years went on. But then they started to win in the Eli Manning days.
Well,
they had some exciting moments.
I think what you're getting at is interesting because while Eli did win 2 Super Bowls, they were unexpected, and Eli's a great dude, but he's not this.
They didn't bring the excitement.
He doesn't bring the.
They
the
won.
Kids, do the kids still say Riz?
No.
But remember, a lot of times Eli Manning's Giants team were like 9-7, just skating into, or just barely getting into the playoffs, and then they go on a run.
And Sam, not to sound mean,
he's throwing picks galore.
You can't spell elite without Eli, and he is a Hall of Famer. Okay, not trying to take anything away from him. He beat Tom Brady. The guy's
twice.
A G. Yeah, twice. But there was nothing cool about him. He never reeled me in as a fan.
It was Eli would make some clutch plays. They had a good running game, and they would rely on their defense.
Yeah, all the props in the world. Not trying to say anything bad about him, but. I just never was a big fan. My Uncle Bill, a huge Giants fan. My friends were Giants fans. Last night, I feel like I witnessed something that could pull in so many young fans, including this guy, because I was like, wow, this is electric. I haven't seen the Giants shining this bright in years, even when they were winning.
I know what you're saying, because if you take away the Eli moments,
well, I believe Dan Patrick said it this week. Someone here on Fox Sports Radio said this week, you take away that Tyree moment, he's not a champion in that case. Is he a Hall of Famer? So his Hall of, and again, I don't know if it was DP. I think it was. If he doesn't make that catch, what does that say about Eli?
And in the other Super Bowl, if Wes Welker catches that wide open pass, I get it. But these are what ifs. But I think the bigger picture is while Eli Manning is likely a future Hall of Famer, he's the guy.
I think no doubt, to be honest, because he did it.
But there was nothing, because those years they didn't win, it's not like the Giants were 12-4 every year and, they won twice. They were average, and those 2 years were the anomalies. There were years where the Giants were mediocre with Eli, so it wasn't like Drew Brees for the Saints, where every year they were good, but they only got it done once. This was a team that was meh.
They reached up. They
outperformed.
Yes.
And
All right,
speaking
these
of our
Giants are still only 2-4, and
that's the good part.
2-game winning streak.
I was completely glued to what was going on yesterday, but please let it be clear as to what I'm saying. What happened last night appeared to be real. It was electric. It was exciting. You had Scadaboo ripping his shirt off like he was Hulkamania last night on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. But I am saying in the same breath, Rich, although it was real and it was exciting, and man, they seem to be like a must-watch team now, it's still only one game, and I need more to believe it.
I think you're going to see.
We're prisoner of the moment right now.
I think what you're going to see is a young, talented, raw duo. And I think the funniest part that came out of last night is, while we know Cam Scadaboo and while we know Jackson Dart, I think last night, primetime Thursday Night Football, put this duo on display. Like, we didn't know they were like bros that head-butted, and we didn't know that, oh man, Cam Scadaboo chews sunflower seeds louder than anyone, and they're silly together.
You're getting all the backstories.
It was almost like this weird coming out party where it's like, whoa, hold on. Like almost like an album release. Like, here's Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart, your new dynamic duo.
Right. I think the world got introduced to them last night, and they're hard to not like. You see all the Giants fans. It's not just us. I think everybody's prisoner of the moment, because I believe it was Dart that said it. These New York Football Giant fans are starving for a winning team, starving for a new quarterback, starving for someone to cheer for. And you see them, Scadaboo, Scadaboo, Scat. They're looking for a hero, and right now he's the guy.
He's
and
doing flips.
Dude, he's running people over.
He's doing flips.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart's, like, the good-looking mom and the cool dad are there, right? Right by the stage afterwards. Everything about this dynamic duo was on display last night. And I
it's
will
against
say,
the Eagles,
Yeah,
so
but
it makes it
even more
bigger.
special. But I will say this. I'm not saying we're prisoners of the moment. I know you're saying that.
I am.
They're young and raw with all this explosive talent. There are going to be weeks with his turnovers, sloppy play, injuries, because they both play sort of reckless. Danny, you and I were talking about that before. They're equally like wild, right? So
Jackson Dart has kind of taken Cam's approach to the game, where he's diving and he's knocking helmets, and you don't want your quarterback in that position too often. And then Tay tweeted, one of our listeners said, I love how Cam shakes his head out on every play when he sprints head first through someone, because if you react like that, like you have a concussion on every play, then they'll never realize when you actually do have one.
Let me tell you.
It's true.
They
bring the juice, as was stated last night, and that juice and that excitement is contagious. So it's exciting to see what happens, and it's definitely fun to watch.
And does it now not surprise you at all that Jackson Dart's the number one selling jersey in football now?
Oh, no, I totally get it. After last night, I think the world gets it. We're not the only ones. Props to them. Rich, a question for you. Were there more consecutive tush pushes last night or more touchdowns by Cam Scadaboo?
Oh, is there a push right there? More tush pushes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, 4-3.
4-3. 4 consecutive tush pushes to Cam's 3 TDs last night.
That's wild.
That is kind of wild, man. 4 in a row. That seemed a little much.
I saw Micah Parsons tweeted, like, this isn't football. Like, people are getting really fed up with the tush push.
Yeah, I saw someone also say, like, why couldn't they do this 20 plays in a row? It's like, well, it's because they only get a yard. Like, they would have to punt on 4th down because it would be 4th and 6th. It was 4th and 6. It was the situation where they were short yardage at, within the 5, so then they got the first down, and then we're close enough to do it twice to get into the end zone.
4 in a row, it's like that SpongeBob episode. Remember when SpongeBob split his pants? And he's like, I split my pants, and everyone laughed. But then he kept saying it, and it wasn't funny anymore, and he kept leaning into that same joke. Like, how many times are you going to lean into that tush push? In a row.
Yeah.
Like, don't you pull that out for special occasions?
No, it's a part of the usual mix. So listen, I want to take all the feedback. 877-99 on Fox. Let me get the phones going now. Let's be the most interactive at Covino Rich. And
so,
of course,
Rich, I'm saying 2 things at once.
Yeah, what do you say?
It was real. It was Thursday Night Football. It was Amazon Prime. It was against your defending Super Bowl champions. And guess what? The Giants made them look like ass. They made the Eagles look like cheeks last night. And Jalen Hurts, once again, looks like a little lackluster. He comes out with his chef's hat on again, with that weird hat. And the Giants looked electric.
You don't like that hat?
Really? No, I don't.
I think I like it.
I mean, then again, look at my hat. So
it looks like a turkey.
I don't like that.
It's perfect for Thanksgiving.
You should rock one, Sam.
I think I'd look good in it.
I'm going to get you a
Please give me
brown
one.
chef's hat.
Yes.
And on the flip side, the Giants looked electric. Two young superstars, like Rich said. It looked like the world was introduced to a new dynamic duo to be reckoned with. Are you buying into it, or are you prisoner of the moment? We'll take your phone calls next at 877-99 on Fox. And I know you're dying to talk about Taylor Swift.
As I live the life of a showboy,
Yeah.
I did listen to the new Taylor Swift album with my wife this morning.
I heard some of the songs because one of them is apparently about Travis Kelce's penis, and I'm not even making that up.
Oh, you mean wood?
Yeah, it's called Wood. I'm sorry, Big Giant Redwood.
Redwood.
Well, it's not a song about the black dude that sits on the end of the bed. That guy, remember that guy?
Wood.
During
yeah.
COVID?
Yeah,
Maybe it is.
Barry Wood.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. But I'm just saying,
don't know.
By the way, I'm not
I-
making that up. I want to make sure that the Fox Sports Radio Nation understands that I'm not just making a cheap joke.
I saw a clip where she says it's like knock on wood. It's about superstition. being
BS.
superstitious.
Hold on.
Of course, it's all double entendre and innuendo, but every major outlet's reporting that it's her raunchiest song yet,
How
and it's
could you-
clearly
how could you
about the
speculate?
nether regions of Travis
The
Kelce.
nether regions? Who
Yes.
are you? By the way, how could you have
I'm
a
a guy that took
conversation?
my human resource courses.
What
You should look
continent
into
is
them.
that on?
Nether regions. I don't think anyone's ever talked about Travis Kelce's nether regions. It's a great word. But how can you even have this conversation and then not go to me after you call me a Swiftie? I listened to the album this morning driving around with my wife. I told you we had breakfast. We had a nice little morning together. And the Taylor album brings up a conversation. And this is not going to be a Taylor Swift conversation on Fox Sports Radio. But what it is, it's a conversation
I'd
about
rather talk about Phil Swift, the inventor of Flex Seal, than Taylor Swift. That guy made a canoe out of a screen door.
How about
To
DeAndre
me-
Swift?
To me, that's more impressive.
That is really impressive.
Come on. Have you ever sailed on a screen door?
Could Taylor Swift do
Courtesy
that?
of Flex Seal?
I mean, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Let me read you the lyrics from Taylor's new song.
Oh, you mean the song about knocking on wood?
Superstition.
That's what she said.
I
I'm
know,
just
but-
quoting her.
Yeah, and she's not lying, but it's real. It's innuendo. It's all about his junk.
Listen, I feel like she is a pop music wizard. These songs all hit. The minute you hear them, you know they're all going to be hits. She's the Michael Jackson of this generation.
Oh,
as far
stop
as-
it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sam, that's an argument you don't want to get involved with.
Yo, Sam just moonwalked right now.
I know.
All right.
I'm sorry. My correction, I was Sam. Bigger than Michael Jackson.
Whoa.
All right. So here's the chorus of Taylor Swift's new song, Wood. And I want to point out.
WOOD.
And I want to point out. This might make Travis Kelce like probably the most braggadocious dude. He could walk around today knowing that an album was released today with millions and millions and millions and millions of people listening to it. And here's the words. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. He ahmatized me and opened my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
Oh, it goes more. Continue.
Ooh.
Yeah, but carry on because
I'm not going to carry on. Well, let me see where your hands are.
it
Get 'em out of
talks
your pants.
about his manhood and everything else.
So she goes on and on to pretty much talk about what a great lover Travis Kelce is. So I made my list, and I want to see if you guys could debate this. When it comes to being complimented as a man, some of them are sincere and nice, and some are not that. Top 3. Compliment that you're a great dad. Compliment that you're a provider
I agree
and
with
like
you.
a man. Like
Yeah.
you protect the family and you provide for the family. That'll always make a man feel happy.
How about you make me feel safe?
Yeah, safe, you're a provider. That's it. That, you're a great dad.
What's the third one?
And
'Cause
the-
you're 2 for 2.
And the third one has to do with, are you curling the toes? Are you a good lover? Your manhood.
She rock my world, man.
Do you rock her world in the bedroom? If a woman tells you you're a good dad, you're a provider that makes her feel safe, and you get it done in the bedroom, that is the trifecta of what every man wants to hear.
Is Rich skip?
Travis Kelce today is walking around as if the guy doesn't already have a strut in his step, multiple Super Bowls, future Hall of Famer, $100 million podcast. Now, there's a pop song about how he's got a redwood in his pants, and he's the greatest dude in the world.
You're talented and great at what you do. It's Friday. It's postseason, ghost season. We got some good baseball. We got some great football. We have a great weekend ahead of us. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, like tire buying should be. We got Danny G super producing, getting ready for our new game, Brainwaves. We'll be giving away prizes, your chance to win later on. Plus, Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Dan Byers on your updates. Spots on the video. We're streaming live on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR. So,
Do we look extra handsome today? There's brand new cameras.
I know. I don't know. Let us know how we look. I was supposed to
man.
get a haircut. That's a whole other story.
We could see
So-
your acne.
Oh,
Oh,
geez,
no.
great. Covino and Rich FSR,
Can
our
I-
new cameras, our new setup, and be a part of it. You could also chat live.
Danny G, you can't say anything without my ADD blazing, so 20-second story.
Oh, boy.
I remember for some reason, do you remember the baseball player Jorge Cantu?
Oh, yeah.
Played around the league for quite a while. I remember there was a story back in the day where he was all offended, and rightfully so, because he was one of those guys that you could tell had acne back in the day. So, there's some scarring on some guys, right? One of the dudes on Love is Blind, you could tell that's scarring. His bobblehead had scarring on his face. Like, they couldn't even give the guy a break. So Jorge Cantu's bobblehead had a bunch of, I used to have pimple marks.
Imagine being a kid and getting that. Like, well, I don't want this. That's horrible.
Why's he got a bumpy-ass face?
Yeah, as a little kid, you're like, Mom, why does his face look like this?
Come on.
Well, anyway, that is a story that I remember as well, Rich.
Yeah.
We're Covino and Rich, at Covino and Rich on social media. Take it back to the first time you were introduced to this dynamic duo. Jackson Dart and Scatterboo. We saw Scatterboo get drafted. We saw him in tears, him and his family watching it, and we knew it was going to mean a lot to the guy to play for the Giants. We saw Jackson Dart's family last night after the game, and you see that relationship that he has with his parents and how much it means to them because he's a good boy and he works so hard, and they're excited to see their dreams come true. We found out that when Dart and Scatterboo met for the first time, they exchanged 3 words and then bumped heads, gave each other a headbutt.
Yeah,
we saw Scatterboo score 3 touchdowns Thursday Night Football, rush for, I think, 98 yards, knocking people down. We saw him ripping his shirt off, chest bumping Fitzpatrick last night.
It was
all on a big stage.
Honestly, it was a night where you were like, wait, have they always had this relationship, or we just found out about it now? Like, you're right. Covino is not lying when he said Jackson Dart, to quote Jackson Dart, your number 1 selling jersey, number 6, New York Giants. The first time I met Cam Scatterboo, we said 3 words to each other and then just headbutted. That was kind of like the start of our relationship.
It really was the feeling of a coming out party. We all got introduced to this dynamic duo at the same time on a big night.
Did you see what Dante Miller of the Giants said in reference to Cam Scatterboo? I've never seen someone chew seeds louder. He eats loud. He's not normal.
Right, you're getting all these backstories. You're getting to learn about the relationship, and you saw them really bring it against the Eagles, 34-17. It was an electric game. Maybe vibes were just up last night. Maybe your baseball team's out of it, so you're just looking to tune into something exciting.
And you know
like,
what? There's
like
something. There's something about the very little expectation the Giants have now. So these moments mean more, maybe for a New York Football Giants team.
Yeah, but this is a very uplifting moment for the team. For sure.
One more quote from Cam Scatterboo's mom, Becky Scatterboo.
Becky Scatterboo.
When he was a kid, Cam would put on his brother's shoulder pads and run into telephone poles.
I'm not
so
surprised.
This guy's
by
a maniac.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, him and Jackson Dart, if winning, are going to be the most exciting duo. But there will be games where there might be injuries, recklessness, interceptions, fumbles. But they play that style of game. So you're good. It's not going to all be sunshine and rainbows. But last night
you win by it, but you die by it.
Last night was freaking awesome.
It really, really was.
And I'm not even a Giants fan. It was just fun to watch.
Same. You could appreciate the chemistry and the juice. They kept using the word the juice last night. The juice that these guys are bringing to the team, because that juice, much like negative chemistry, that positive chemistry is contagious. So that's what the team needed. It was fun to see. But we're going to get to your phone calls because the question is this. Is it legit? Is it real? Or are we prisoners of the moment?
Look, Hove, I think
one thing we could all agree on is we're definitely watching again to see.
I think much like Baker Mayfield has won most of us over at this point.
Yeah.
I think the casual fan, the diehard and casual fan answer. Danny G, you're a Raiders guy, but I think we may get to the point where you're like, well, besides the Raiders, any guys you root for? I think Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo might be a pretty good answer for folks.
Well, this has been painful for me to watch. Covino, you know why? What was I talking about leading up to the NFL draft? I was screaming it at Christmas time. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny G was screaming about Dart for a long time as a Raiders fan who wanted him, definitely.
I wanted the Raiders to draft back into the bottom of the first round and get to get Dart to back up Geno Smith. And if that had been the case right now, Vegas fans would have been screaming for Dart, and Dart would have probably got the start coming up this Sunday.
Well, it looks like the Giants got exactly what they needed, which is a solid starting quarterback that's getting everybody excited. We'll get to your phone calls in a minute, but we got Dan Byer on standby.
What's up, DB?
Talking about other quarterbacks in the NFL, Niners quarterback Brock Purdy out week 6, as is Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. He missed his 3rd straight practice today because of his hamstring strain. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, questionable to face the Colts. The good news with Murray is Arizona got him on the practice field today after missing the first 2 workouts this week because of his foot injury. Shedeur Sanders will be the backup in Cleveland. The Browns rookie quarterback will back up fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel in their week 6 matchup against the Steelers on Sunday. Speaking of Jackson Dart and that concussion or non-concussion, the NFL and NFLPA have opened an investigation into whether proper concussion protocol was followed in last night's win. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase missed practice with an illness today. He'll be questionable to face the Packers on Sunday. Danny's Raiders without Brock Bowers again. He's going to miss the contest against the Titans because of his knee injury. Panthers ruled out Chuba Hubbard for their game against Dallas. Defisa Collier, Asia Wilson, Kelsey Mitchell, just some of the names named to the first-team All-WNBA squad. Rookie Paige Beckers was named second-team All-WNBA. And tonight on Fox, it's Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series, Tigers and Mariners. Winner gets the Blue Jays in the ALCS. Tarek Skubal against George Kirby. Guys, back to you.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one tonight. You got something to watch on a Friday night besides Love is Blind. Sam, what's going on, buddy?
I mean, we were talking about the Giants. October must be a big month with Halloween coming up for Cam Scatterboo.
Dan Byer, that's why he was raising his hand. Like,
Yes.
I have something that's...
Please hit the dump button. You have 10 seconds.
No.
I like
We're letting
it.
that one ride.
I like it. It's his time of the year. It's his time of the year.
What's
man.
it, no, you gotta do like a joke for like 5-year-old little kids. Like, who's every ghost's favorite player?
Cam Scatterboo.
It's a great New York kids joke.
Come
now,
on,
look at
come
that.
on.
All right,
like
well,
it.
coming up, we're gonna go over the big TV game of the week. We're gonna go over all this, but calls will be next. So hang tight, Pete, Liam, John, everyone on the phone. We'll get to your feedback next, right here, Covino and Rich.
You know, Rich and I proving without even trying how different we are. The guy was born with no chill, so he loves a nail biter. If your team's in a nail biter, it's almost hard to say you enjoyed the game because the Yankees won yesterday. But afterward, I'm thinking to myself, did I really enjoy that? I felt relief afterward, but I'm like, I don't even know if that was fun. That was so stressful.
You're right though. We are cut from a different cloth because
Yeah, mine's leather. Yours is like, I don't know what yours is.
Burlap.
Yeah, burlap or something. Some sort of burlap sack.
I don't care what mine is, but yours is definitely leather because you think you're like the Mexican Fonz. Oh, hey.
Where's leather, chaps?
It is interesting though because in all aspects of life, I do like that thrill of
Panic?
of panic and uncertainty.
That's
and
terrible.
I feel like it's
For example, the Tigers are up 6-1, right? Rich says, you see this game right here? Tigers, Cleveland? I'm bored by it already because it's 6-1. I'm like, I get it because you don't care about either team. But Detroit Tigers fans feel great about that. That's my point.
But you know what would
'Cause
give them
there's-
more a rush? They would have more of a rush if it was 2-1
That's
still.
not joy. That's panic. And I think you have like a misunderstanding of what joyous feels like.
I'm a roller coaster guy. You're a teacup guy, I guess.
Well, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe I'm a Peter Pan's flight kind of guy.
What?
Have you ever
went on Peter Pan's flight?
Have you ever had
No.
how do I say this politely on Fox Sports? Have you ever made love in a place where you could get caught? Where you're like, no way.
Risk adrenaline rush?
I must love that. And then you would think I'm a skydiver or something. I'm not. I just feel like you like very little risk and you like very little excitement. Like you seem like sort of a dud of a guy to me.
Jeez.
Sadie seems like a dud.
You like to be titillated, Rich? That's what you like?
Yeah. He likes a nail biter.
He likes titillation?
He thinks that's fun. You know,
Yeah.
you realize that it's called a nail biter because you're nervous and you're panicky the whole time. Biting your nails doesn't equal fun. I think you were dropped on your head or something. You're misunderstanding. Put that helmet on. That Strauss helmet. Because that's not fun until it's over and they won.
I think you remember it fondly because of how stressful it was. Like I think of certain football wins for Iowa where they escaped, and you're like, that was amazing, but only after the fact.
Here's the deciding factor. What do you guys think? Hit us up at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. We'll wrap it up with one more phone call.
All right.
We have James in Orlando. You're on the Covino and Rich show.
What'd you do to your hair?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, gentlemen? Best show on radio right here.
Thank you, man.
Talking to you guys. Yeah, first time in. Yeah, man, I'm with Covino on this one. I'm a Miami Hurricane, and let me tell you something. All week I've been stressing about this game coming up on Saturday, and I am going to be wearing out the carpet if it's a close game.
No, for real.
I'm going to be pacing, and I want to blow out. I want to blow out so I can
relax.
Watch them kick ass.
Yes. James, you know what? You said you wore out your carpet. I don't have carpets, but you know what I have now? I started off the night with a brand new pair of gold toe socks. They were mint. By the end of the night, they were screen door socks on the bottom. You know what I mean by screen door socks? Yeah. I already wore through a brand new pair.
They're down to the fibers.
His socks look like the dirty screens in My Cousin Vinny that the old lady couldn't see through.
There you go.
And my girlfriend, I have a theory on this too, because girls don't burn through socks the way guys do. They don't.
We're usually heavier, too.
Look at your wife and girlfriend's socks. Both of them. If you have both, look at both of their socks. They don't have the screen doors.
If you have a Gumad, look at hers, yeah.
They don't have the screen door troubles that we have, and my theory is this. They don't panic about sports the way we do, and they don't create as much friction as we do as big fat slobs. They don't have that weight friction pacing around watching a really tight fight or a tight game the way we do. Because my girlfriend hits me up. She's like, aren't you embarrassed wearing those things? I'm like, these are game day socks. What do you want from me?
Have you ever watched a fight with Covino? He's shadowboxing like he's Tank Davis or something.
It's an nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with this song. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of teams have songs that they play when they win, right? New York when the Yankees win. Taking care of business when the Mets win. I'm sure every city has their own song, right? I think I figured it out, Danny G. That song kicks in sometimes when the play isn't even over. Like, let's say the Dodgers hit a game-winning hit.
Or maybe you just like corny-sounding songs.
But, like, the guy will be rounding third, and all of a sudden you hear, da-na-na. And I don't know, I think something happy and corny about it.
It sounds like it belongs to a montage with Leslie Nielsen.
I mean, it is.
I know.
But I'm saying.
That's what it makes me think of.
I don't know. I just think there's something special about it. Or maybe I like Los Angeles a little bit. Maybe I'm a mild Dodgers fan.
And if you're listening
maybe
to
I like
podcast,
him 1%. Maybe I like him 1%.
We're listening to I Love L.A.
Listen, Randy Newman, cheesy song, I get it. But I didn't know they played at the end of every Lakers game as well.
That's a fun song for sure. It's a fun song. But Rich keeps playing it. Are you trying to justify your fandom and blame it on your kids when you're the guy that's feeling L.A., which is understandable. You've been out here over 10 years now. We're live from Los Angeles, Covino and Rich. And we're going to take your phone calls, so hang tight. We're talking Giants, New York Football Giants, which is crazy because my take is simply this. We are prisoners of the moment. Last night was exciting.
I think Philadelphia had a really rough day yesterday. Sorry, Philly. I know,
They've had a rough week.
You're eliminated from baseball.
Rough 6 days.
You lost 2 in a row in the NFL. But there is a part of me that thinks Scatterboo and Dart being so exciting and like, what happened last night? I thought the story today would be what's happening to the Eagles, but I think the story today is more like, man, Jackson Dart and
you know what
Scatterboo.
makes it cool, Rich? not only did they play big on a big stage, but they seem like wild guys. They're like a wild duo.
Yeah. And Rich pointed this out.
Swag. They're like two young wild dudes with swag.
In a world where everyone's boring as hell, we talk about this all the time. Like, you'll see a rookie debut in baseball. He'll walk back to the dugout after a great start. He won't even tip his hat to the crowd, just head down. And every guy, Mac Jones, played his ass off with my Niners like a week ago. Remember on that primetime Thursday night game? The guy's pants were falling down. He almost got, felt like he was getting pummeled on the field. Afterwards, just like, hey, just doing my job. Like, these guys show some level of excitement we haven't seen in a minute.
We got the Rockers out there for the New York Football Giants.
Covino, how many times do you need to see this new dynamic duo succeed? Remember, even though they lost to the Saints, they came out the gates hot in that game until all the turnovers.
Yeah, I think Rich hit it on the head before, actually, when he said that they're going to have a down week, but they will probably come back again and excite you because they're going to live by it and die by it. So I think if we keep our expectations realistic, we know that as young players who are wild like this and are playing a wild style of game, they're going to have their weak failures and their weak moments, but it's part of the growing process. But
coincidentally,
they got something going on.
Coincidentally, they remind me as a duo of one of their teammates who gave a motivational speech last night. The whole world of Jameis Winston, where one day he, in his primo days, was giving up, 4 picks, and then the next game he's thrown for 500 yards. And it's going to be hot and cold, but last night they were hot.
We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and before we get to the phone calls, it's time for our tire rack play of the day. The bobbled ball by Kirkering that should have went to first base. Oh, people are still buzzing about it.
Heart rate's through the roof. The 0-1 pitch. Pajes grounds it back to Kirkering. He can't find it. He throws home. It's wide. Kim scores. And the Dodgers are going to the championship series. Fireworks go off in center field. The Dodgers celebrate near first base on a ground ball back to the pitcher. Andy Pajes somehow gets the job done.
All I hear is Randy Newman in the back. That's all I heard in that whole clip. Hey, that's your tire rack play, courtesy of AM 570 Dodgers Audio Network. That was the tire rack play of the day. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Hey, Danny G, when your team moves forward, but they move forward on a weak-ass play on an error by the team, does it take away or you don't even care?
Who cares?
Hey, they move on.
Honestly, there was really good pitching in that game. Obviously, the game prior where the Phillies had a couple of home runs and knocked Kershaw around, you could question some of the Dodgers pitching in that game. But overall, great pitching in that series, and so there weren't a lot of rallies. You have to just savor
take what you can get.
Whatever came across home plate.
Put an asterisk by it. Yeah, this one right there. Then even if the Dodgers go on to win, phony championship right now.
And if your Brewers have a chance to win like that tomorrow, I'm sure you'll take it.
Yeah, well, listen, Pajes, or as my daughter calls him, Pages.
You mean pothead?
Yeah.
Are you a pothead?
So, hey, big moment. He escaped. He had a comebacker to the pitcher's mound. That in any other circumstance, he failed. Right?
And Ohtani's been so cold, he got bailed out by being intentionally walked because some of those pitches that Betts took, I bet you Ohtani would have swung that.
All right, let's say hi to Pete in Tacoma. Pete, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, brothers? Hey, you guys are awesome. I effing love listening to you guys.
Thanks, man.
You make my day. I listen to you every day. Your whole crew. Awesome. Got a couple things. Mariners. I think they're going to take it. I think they're not afraid of Scooble. I don't think so, but I am afraid of the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are tough, man. They have a great style of baseball. You're going to see it. They battle every at-bat.
Tonight, is this the biggest game in 30 years in Seattle? I mean, no, that 95, I'm thinking, no, I guess they made a couple runs since, but this is a big one. This is a big one tonight in Seattle, so we'll see what happens. Let's say hi to Liam in Vegas real quick. What's up, Liam?
Hi, guys. First of all, I don't know if you saw last night post-game, but during the Westwood One interview of Scattaboo, him and Jackson Dirt tried to headbutt. That was hilarious.
Yeah, they're two knuckleheads. There's something about them. You got to love it.
Yeah, there's something really entertaining about them.
Yeah, it's very fun as a Giants fan. But honestly, I think if we can win against the Broncos, we can beat the Eagles again.
Let me tell you this. I don't think your expectation should be anything this year, but
Thank you,
Colin
Liam.
Cowherd said it best. The Herd here on Fox Sports Radio. Giants fans, you got a couple players to now build around. This is the hardest thing to find. Your franchise quarterback. It looks like you got him. Polish him up a little bit, build around him, and the Giants have something. That's the key. You got to get a guy like Dart, fan favorite, plays with balls. He's a good dude. So, hey, congrats, Giants. We got more Covino and Rich. We'll go over NFL Week 6, some baseball playoffs all coming up, and prizes. So hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw my
Tigers and Mariners in tonight's Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series. You will see it on Fox. Tarek Skubal against George Kirby. Winner of the best-of-5 matchup will advance to the ALCS to face the Toronto Blue Jays. The NFL, along with the NFLPA, have opened up an investigation into whether proper concussion protocol was followed with Giants quarterback Jackson Dart in last night's win over the Eagles. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray returned to practice today. He's considered questionable for their game against the Colts. The Ravens have ruled out quarterback Lamar Jackson for Sunday's matchup with the Rams, and the Niners will be without quarterback Brock Purdy again. San Francisco also playing without Ricky Pearsall as they travel to Tampa to face the Buccaneers. Buccaneers won't have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or Bucky Irving for that game. No Brock Bowers for the Raiders against the Titans. Chuba Hubbard's out for the Panthers against the Cowboys. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones not appealing his $250,000 fine. I'm Dan Byer.
Oh, no more fun than the 2 hours we get to spend together.
Oh, yeah.
Every afternoon here in Fox
Especially on a
Sports
Friday,
Radio.
right?
No, Friday's the best, man.
And I'll tell you what, it makes our Friday and it makes our
Yeah.
job easy when there's so much exciting stuff going on.
Today's Friday.
Between baseball and football, that game last night, I'm telling you, it really was. There was something to it. Really electric. And props to Fitzpatrick making it more dynamic, more fun at the end of the game.
That was a great
chest bumping.
It was a great broadcast.
It's how Rich and I end every broadcast, in fact. We rip each other's shirts off and we chest bump.
It's true, and we started our friendship by butting heads like Jackson Dart and
It's true. That's
Cam
why I
Scatterbo,
think
yeah.
we're so drawn into this story.
Yeah.
But right now, we're broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Stick around because we play our new game, Brainwave, giving away prizes. Do that in about 25 minutes, but we be rocking out. Let's go.
All right, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio.
And we're streaming live. Covino and Rich FSR. We got brand new cameras. Do we look handsome? I don't know. Covino and Rich FSR. Probably not. I look a little tired, right? Covino and Rich FSR.
No.
Thanks.
I mean, they're beautiful new 4K cameras, so you can see all Covino's cakey makeup like the girls on Love is Blind.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad. So stick around for Rich's big TV game of the week. And like I said, Brainwave, the game that's sweeping the nation. Multiple choice. It's fun. You get to win some prizes. We're going to have a fun second hour. But, again, prisoners of the moment, or was it really that exciting last
Well,
night?
you know what? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Then don't.
But I will. Now, can you think of the last time we were prisoners of the moment and really that's what it was? And it's like, yeah, we really did get caught up in that and it was nothing.
Yeah, torpedo bets.
Oh. That's, the Saints aren't bad. Oh, yeah,
Remember
they
the
are.
Saints? Was it last year
but-
they opened up 2-0?
Yeah,
and we're
but
like,
our show didn't buy into that.
Yeah, I was like, they're going to
I
lose
was
the next 15.
I was impressed by their offense, and then they went right into the tank.
Trying to think. Think of that. That's a question itself. But I just wanted to bring up two notes, and then we'll do the big TV game in a second. I heard Dan Byer on the update, and this makes Sunday interesting. Dan Byer, did I hear your beautiful vocal pipes correctly when you said Bucky, Evans, and Godwin all out for the Bucks?
Yeah, so not really a surprise that Irving isn't going to play.
Yeah.
He's got some injuries, and Evans was a multi-week injury. Godwin has just come back, but now he is out as well. So the
49ers might be able to steal one, where my instinct was, Brock's out, and now Mack again, but Mack's a little banged up, but he's going to go, and Pearsall is out. But now it appears as though both teams are so equally clinging on to something.
Oh, I was where you were a week ago, Rich, looking at the Buccaneers and all their injuries and saying no Evans, no Irving. They got to fly all the way to Seattle to play.
And you saw what happened.
Yes.
That's why Baker is a early MVP candidate. Baker Mayfield is bringing it. So
can I tie that back to what we were just talking about too? His attitude is contagious. That's what makes it great. His smack talking, he's getting in people's faces.
The fans too, which was fun.
But from a competitive standpoint,
Yeah.
and I think a standpoint that people could respect, it's football. And you saw that with Scadaboo last night too, a rookie getting flags, talking smack. Just in people's faces. How could you not like that? He's such a likable dude. He's perfect for New York, by the way. Young, scrappy dude like that.
On one of the goal line stands, I mean, we've all seen this. Jackson Dart high-fiving the official.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, another thing. Just another highlight. There was like so many little moments last night that painted such an exciting picture.
This could have been.
That's what makes this show exciting today.
This could have been like just a weak-ass Thursday night game where the Eagles ran the ball and a boring win over the Giants. But last night, New York showed up. And you know what? It goes against, that does sort of go along with what our pal Dan Patrick said this morning. He argued that perhaps New York is the most overrated sports town.
Ooh,
when you think about how long it's been since any of these teams have done anything. Knicks, Jets,
well, that's
Mets.
true.
I mean,
the
you
Yankees,
can't
deny that, but
the
it
Yankees,
doesn't mean that people aren't starving for a winner.
They
like
are,
Jackson Dart pointed out.
What I'm saying, think about you. The last time your Yankees won was the year your daughter was born, and she's having a Sweet 16 next month.
2009. Yeah, everybody knows it. It's their longest
you know,
drought.
And just not that much closer was Eli's last Super Bowl with the Giants. So it's been a good 14, 15 years that any New York team has done anything. So keep that in mind. But I do want to make one quick announcement, and then we'll do big TV game. This is big. We talk about expansion in sports. Have you heard about the expansion? Not NBA, not MLB, not NFL. Banana ball.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your hat size.
And the Kinnick Stadium.
Indianapolis now has the Indianapolis Clowns, a tribute to an old Negro League team, which I thought was cool, and the Loco Beach Coconuts. So there's 2 new banana ball teams, an expanded schedule. You know they're going to be selling out every big league stadium next year. So congrats to everyone with the Savannah Bananas. Hopefully next season, Danny G, I would love to be part of something they do. We got to get our crew
They're a phenomenon
out there. Dan Byer, I know you're down. You guys would all be down, right? Do a little banana
let's
ball.
do it.
Down like a clown.
I'll be with Covino at that Rockies game where he throws out the first pitch.
Danny G, we
I
can
thought
go.
you were a rich guy right now.
We can go dance with the Savannah Bananas. I'm down. Let's go.
do
I'll
it.
be with the clowns of the coconuts. All right, you want to do
Still
this?
impressive what
Let's
they're
go.
doing.
Yeah, it's time for Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
Ooh, let's do it.
You should see my setup. I got an extra TV.
The game that I will have. We should call it Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
It's Rich's Big TV Game of the Week.
Well, every week in the NFL, you got to make decisions. What games to wager on, who to put in your fantasy lineup. And by the way, Guillotine League, Dan Byer, Dallas Goedert. I knew when we did those Tesla commercials, that guy would come up clutch for me. Did you see last night?
Yeah.
Over 100 yards, a tutty.
Huge game.
When we started this week, not that anyone cares about someone else's fantasy team, but I was towards the bottom like, ooh, I might be on the borderline brink of elimination this week if I don't make some changes. Yo, I'm like 3 out of 14 now.
9 catches, touchdown last night.
Yo, that's my dude right there, Dallas Goedert, and he has a beautiful girlfriend, so I'm a big fan, Dallas Goedert. But you got to make decisions every Sunday. What game are you going to watch? What gets the 4-game split on a TV? What gets its own TV? If you wheel in an extra TV, which is what I do, we decide the game of the week. You want to start with the early games?
Let's do it.
I mean, Broncos-Jets are on at 6:30 a.m. Is that a game good enough for you to even wake up on the West Coast at 6:30? Now, on the East Coast, you're waking up at 9:30, having that coffee, that bacon, egg, and cheese. But, Danny, you waking up at 6 in the morning for Broncos-Jets, or are you going to be like, I'll catch it at halftime?
I'll have it on in the background because, as you know, I do the 5th hour with Ben Maller, so I'll be awake. Us working folk.
Yo, that guy better pay you more. Ben Maller waking you up at 5 in the morning on a Sunday?
He pays me in Clippers tickets.
Again, he better. Again,
I think that's a demotion.
Yeah. Broncos, Jets. That's your early game overseas, so everyone will check that out because that's your only game. Now let's go to the early games. The early set. Browns at Steelers. Yeah, no thanks on that one. Chargers, Dolphins.
I think that's a trap game for the Chargers, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're beat up going across country, and they're are they a slight favorite? What do they call it? Miami flu.
Chargers are 3.5. The hook there, the half a point. Chargers are a field goal and a half.
I don't
favorites.
feel great about that.
Patriots Saints. It should be interesting to see if this Patriots team continues to play well. They're 3-2. You beat up on the Saints. You're 4-2, and just like that, the Patriots. They're in the mix. So I think that's a game to keep an eye on. Doesn't get the big TV. I would have thought the Rams at the Ravens get the big TV, but no Lamar and the Ravens playing the way they do, that could be a blowout. The Rams might whoop their ass, so I don't even know if that gets the big TV. Cards and Colts. The Colts could keep rolling. I don't think it gets the big TV. Panthers, Cowboys, nah. Dan Byer, you're more than welcome to come over because my big TV is going to be your game.
All
Seahawks
right.
at Jags. That's a game, and it's a really big test for both teams, right? Because the Seahawks are 3-2. They want to stay really competitive in this division with the 49ers and the Rams. Everyone's sort of in that same little mix right now.
Jacksonville coming off a big week.
Jacksonville has beaten the 49ers and Kansas City back-to-back. This would be a statement game for Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence and everyone. So the game is in Florida. You're going across the country. I think it's a great game.
Considering what happens with your Niners, the Seahawks can't afford to lose any more ground in the NFC West. And if you're the Jaguars, you would think 4-1 is great. But the Colts are rolling. The Texans seem to have kind of turned it around. Now that division is much more of a logjam. So you got to win those home games if you're Jacksonville.
And other than Arizona sort of falling off a little bit, it's early, but there's a little bit of a logjam with the Niners, Seahawks, and Rams, because any given week they could all be tied up again. So a very interesting game. I think all eyes in the early games.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question.
On that big screen TCL, Covino. Jags hosting Dan Byer, Seattle Seahawks. Now, later in the day.
So that means on your big TV we could see Trevor Lawrence picking his nose again?
Oh, yeah. No, in HD, perfect, 85 inches, yeah.
Sweet.
Later in the day, Titans Raiders. Danny, I know you'll be watching that because you're just diehard, but that's a game that I don't know who's going to be watching other than you and Tom Brady. And he might not even, because he's probably calling another game. Bengals Packers. You thought that was going to be the game, but maybe see what Flacco does. Who knows? It's 49ers Bucks. You're talking about these two Florida teams hosting Seahawks, and then later in the day, Niners.
That's two hurt teams, but still very exciting regardless.
Well, but you still got Baker, and you got Mac Jones, who's balling, as you've seen lately.
Yeah.
You're lacking some wide receiver depth on both teams, but they're both 4-1, both trying to make a statement. The Bucks are field goal favorites, 3.5 points. So
at Tampa Bay.
That's a great game to watch. But I think the game of the week, which needs no competition because it's your Sunday night game, how intrigued are you by Lions at Chiefs? Oh, my.
No, it's a really good one.
Very intrigued.
Oh, yes.
And by the way, you nailed it, Rich. Those 3 games, those are your games. Those are your must-watches right there.
Those
Easy
are
breezy.
Unbelievably, I think, competitive, cool games to check out.
What's also a part of this is Monday night's doubleheader is really good. It's the staggered doubleheader on Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
But you're missing a bunch of really good teams that would normally be in the Sunday schedule. So I think that's why it kind of trickles down to what you laid out.
Yeah, and you know what? The Bills are my favorite pick of the week. We do our bets. I love the Bills. They're on the road in Atlanta, and they stumbled a little bit. They haven't been looking as sharp as they did early on, but they're 4.5-point favorites. I don't know. I just feel like Josh Allen, that team might just go off in Atlanta. Inside, dome. I would love to know what Josh Allen's record is inside, but to me, I just feel like Atlanta, that's a potential ass-whooping. Buffalo could run away with that game. And then the later one, Bears and Commanders, that's a hell of a game, too. You're looking at 2 young quarterbacks. I can't wait to see all these games. NFL Week 6 is popping, baby. Let's go.
That's your
Let's go.
Big TV game of the week, brought to you by TCL. Thank you, TCL, for the Big TV. And, man, super exciting. Like I said, the job's easy when you got a lot of exciting things going on. Makes it fun for everybody. So
but you know
it gets
hold on.
more exciting.
Hold on.
What?
Hold
what?
up.
Wilson Phillips style?
Hold on. Hit me up with some Wilson Phillips. Hold on.
Check the clock.
Hold on. Hold on.
For one more day.
Hold on for one more day.
Someday somebody's going to make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
If I were Wilson Phillips, I would hold on. But you know what? It's not going to interfere with anything. But Sunday night, I got to keep the second TV out and not roll it back into the guest bedroom because the winner of Tigers-Mariners today plays the Blue Jays in Game 1 at 5 o'clock here on the West Coast, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So your Sunday night, you got the Chiefs and Lions, but I think on the secondary TV, watching Game 1 of Blue Jays, and I'm going to say Mariners. Sorry, Detroit. If it's Blue Jays-Mariners,
By the way, if it's
Rich
Blue
picking
Jays-Mariners,
sides.
that's a battle, dude. That's a battle I'm tuning into, hating on both teams for sure. Because
lot
it's
of
just
travel
gonna be,
involved there.
We're going to see just great old-fashioned baseball, the way it's meant to be played. Two great teams, if that's the case. So, yeah, I'll be tuning in for sure, Rich.
There you go. Those are your teams to watch, your games to watch. And, something I want to point out to Dan Beyer. We're going to play a game in a little bit, give away some prizes, weekend hobnobbing. Dan Beyer's the only one that can relate to me on my obsession with jerseys, helmets, alternate uniforms, City Connects, rivalry jerseys in the NFL, NBA alternate jerseys. I saw that my 49ers, I realized, you know what? We're going into week 6. The 49ers haven't wore their red jersey once. They have wore white every single day. And is that so much of a factor to compete with the Heat?
Yeah, well, yes.
Is that really that big of a factor?
But you would think that there would be a road game in there where they would have been forced to wear their reds because the other team would have worn their whites.
Yeah, because I was seeing some 49er chatter that those black uniforms, their rivalry, they're wearing in what could be an irrelevant Week 18 game against the Seahawks. And people are saying, they should have broke them out for a better game. But the 49ers are only wearing their traditional red home jerseys. That I'd imagine, I'm a Niners fan, but Covino, when you picture the Niners, don't you picture that red jersey?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
They're wearing the traditional red only 3 of the 17 games.
What?
Yeah. They're wearing the throwbacks a couple times, the white throwbacks a couple times. They're wearing the whites 10 times, and that rivalry jersey. So the 49ers are wearing their traditional home red jersey with the gold pants 3 out of 17 games.
I don't like that at all.
Either do I. To me, that's like the best combo.
It is. It looks great. It's a great color combo.
But I've noticed that some teams are opting for white jerseys at home earlier in the season. It used to be just the Cowboys that would play those little games where they wore white on the road and home. But once in a while now, you see your home team wearing the white jersey, which in the NBA is the standard,
and
right?
if you're
jersey.
Keeping score at home, Rich wore his West Hills girls softball T-shirt 3 times last week. So just letting you know.
I look down like, what am I wearing today?
Today match the Niners.
Today I'm wearing my Niners hoodie that I bought at the stadium for a great deal, probably like $100.
That's a good one. It is a good one. Hey.
All right. Well, hey, you want to play a game? We got Danny G's new masterpiece called Brainwaves. Can you get inside the heads of the Covino and Rich Fox Sports Radio crew? We'll play next. Up for grabs, a Fox Sports Radio Nerf Turbo Football.
Yeah.
Let's get people involved. 877-99 on Fox, and we play next right here on Fox Sports Radio Friday.
Have you ever been done dirty in a pic? Well, the 76ers did Jared McCain dirty in a picture that went viral because he's sitting there posing in front of a bench press, but on that bench press are 2.5-pound weights. Look at this, 2.5-pound weights. So that's a total of 50 pounds. 45-pound bar, 5 pounds, 50 pounds. He's benching 50 pounds. The only guy I know that lifts less than that is this guy, Rich Davis, and his Pee Wee Herman workout. But it got us thinking of other pics where athletes got done dirty. And the first one that comes to mind is the Tom Brady Combine. Because this one just never stopped showing up.
Well,
haunted him his whole career.
It's not so much that he looks bad. He just looks like an average fella. But it's Tom Brady, the studliest,
It was
of
always
winning
that.
men.
Look how far he's come from that. He's sitting there in his boxer shorts, all pale. Just like our next one, which I find to be the ultimate disrespect because I think it diminishes our GOATs like Tom Brady, and that's the Michael Jordan cry face. Michael Jordan, they did him so dirty with that cry face everywhere, all over social media. Poor Michael Jordan.
And he acknowledges it because at the late, great Kobe Bryant's service, he said, I'm going to try to keep my stuff together. I'm going to try to keep my shit together because I don't need another cry face.
Yeah.
So he knows it's out there.
Another time where an athlete got done dirty is your boy. And I loved it, though. I loved it. Your boy.
It's my boy.
Juan Soto.
Dude, this was a bad angle. Juan Soto is not a fatso.
You remember when Juan Soto was putting on the Mets jersey and he was there and he was like 6 months pregnant? Remember that? I loved that as a Yankees fan at the time.
He just had a big lunch. He went to Carmine's.
I could be he. I could be he.
He had some street meat.
He was just at the Shake Shack. But it makes me think of Patrick Mahomes too because it's always, look how soft he is. He's the GOAT. He's the guy.
Bod. He's got the dad bod.
He became the poster boy for dad bods everywhere because he's not as ripped as you would think he is.
Well, again, if you watch Quarterback.
Man, you guys did me dirty.
If you watch Quarterback on Netflix, you realize he's so pliable and flexible. And
Pliable?
No, he does.
Clay?
But if you've seen his workout, it has nothing to do with weight training. He is bending in all weird positions so that he could get crushed by, like a Max Crosby and survive. So
yeah, it doesn't affect his gameplay by any means. It doesn't matter, but unflattering and it goes viral.
Yeah.
And there's one picture for me in particular, Rich, where it's haunted me for the past, how long have we been here in California now?
10 years.
For 10 years. Now, there's a random story, but our very first broadcast.
Sounds like a name drop, too, by the way.
It does. But our very first broadcast, it's not bragging if it's true, here in Los Angeles was at Henry Winkler's house. Much like he said to Patrick Mahomes, you have a spot at my table. Remember he said that to Mahomes?
And we took him up on it.
And Mahomes was like, oh, man, better believe it, Fonz, I'll be there. He said that to us. When you guys get to California, you could broadcast at my home. And we did. And he served us bagels and lox and food, and they snapped a picture. And I looked like an extra of The Sopranos. I look like Bobby Bacalao. I don't know what happened in this photo.
Do you have gabagool in your cheeks? Did you shove some?
It was a long road trip of partying and drinking and debauchery. I was bloated. I don't know what was going on there. And then not only was this a terrible photo.
It's the photo that keeps on giving because the more you look at it, the more you see.
But I got done dirty in that photo. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't looking. I turned around, snap.
All right, when you talk about getting done dirty, then I think I might win because we had the legend, Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, on our show. Someone said, are we smiling or are we doing rock horns? And someone goes, we're smiling. So I was like, all right, let me get ready to do my cheesy smile. And then someone else goes, no. Rock horns. It's Dee Snider. You're rocking out. So in that moment, I was like, wait, am I doing rock horns or am I smiling? And I fucking did both.
I mean, not that I look cool, but you look like the cheesiest guy that ever was. You look like you're just so cheese-tastic in that photo.
But do you get my explanation? I wasn't sure. Are we smiling?
Are you Spider-Man?
Wait, are we smiling or are we doing rock horns?
That's just
the
how you rock.
combination looks
No, that's
corny
you
as hell.
rocking. That's your most rockingest photo that ever was. say goodbye. Hold them down and make you cry. Don't you know? Things will change. Things will go your way. Hold on.
Hold
Just
on.
one more day.
Hold on.
Hold on. Mariners playing the Blue Jays.
Could be. That could be your Sunday night viewings.
Hold on for one more day.
For one more game.
For one more game,
Yeah.
Wilson and Phillips style. Iowa Sam playing some old school Wilson and Phillips. I know which one Iowa Sam liked. Just saying.
There's no end.
I don't know who is who.
Oh, no, I know which one you like, buddy.
Okay.
We got Danny
he's
G.
big into Carney Wilson, right?
Yes.
Connie's.
Danny G's on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. He's our super producer of the show. And we got Spot working our new camera system, Spot and Elijah. They're the masterminds behind all the YouTube stuff. Covino and Rich FSR. We're streaming live, chatting live. Covino and Rich FSR. Do we look extra handsome or like Jorge Cantu today? Dan Byers got your updates. He's the best in the game. Together we form the Voltron of radio, the greatest in the land, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, along with you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. And we love to give back. So get ready for Brainwave. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And could I just say real quick, rest in peace, Sister Jean. We mentioned her just recently.
Yeah.
What a life, huh?
106.
I was saying, you said on the group chat, imagine all what this woman saw over the last 100-plus years.
She was 10 years old when the Great Depression started, so she would have like conscious memories of our country folding in 1929.
And
that blows your mind.
And then she got to see all this terrible AI that we're witnessing.
Yeah. Jeez. All right, you know what we're going to do? A new game. Let's play it. Come on.
Do Covino and Rich really share the same brain?
Doris Day, Red, Johnny Ray, Pacific, South Pacific, Joe DiMaggio.
Is their crew not far behind?
We're one.
Welcome to Brainwave.
Try to make sense of the brain.
It's easy. We drop fun sports, music, and entertainment questions. And if you match with enough of these bosos, you win. I love that. On the count of three, reveal Brainwave.
1, 2, 3.
Bucket.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Yeah.
This game is approved by Covino's mom.
That's right. She loves it.
Oh, perfect then.
All right, the questions in this game are all subjective. You just need to try and get into the same brain as CNR and the crew. Let's get our contestant on the studio lines here, and then I'll explain how the game works. Dave in Nashville is going to play.
Hi, Dave.
What up, Dave?
Hi, I'm Dave.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Dave, what do you do for a living there?
I run a car dealership.
Oh, nice, man.
Very cool. All right, here's how the game works. We're going to mix it up with 3 fun categories: sports, music, and entertainment. I haven't shared these questions with anyone in the studio. I'm going to ask them and then give 3 answers to choose from. The 6 of us in studio are going to write down our answers on the dry erase boards for our YouTube channel. Dave, that means that's going to give you time to get your answer ready, all right? On the count of 3, Dave, you shout your answer out, and then that's going to be us followed by that going around the studio to reveal ours. The caller must match 3 of us to win the round, or no matter the caller's answer, if all 6 of us in the studio match, you automatically win the round, Dave. So contestant needs to win 2 of the rounds to be the champ and walk away with a CNR Nerf football.
All right, so he has to match 3 out of us.
Yep. Or all of us need to match. Yep. All right, here we go.
All right, now, Dave, you know not to shout out your answer right away, right? You know this.
On 3.
Okay,
Yep, on
yeah,
3 for you.
wait till Danny says 3. Okay, here we go.
Okay, round 1. Let's start with sports. Got your pens ready?
Yes, I do.
All right, here we go. Which NFL fan base is the most likely to get a tattoo of their team?
No.
The Steelers, the Raiders, or the Cowboys?
Well, those would be the ones. Let's see.
Yes. All right, all of us in the studio are going to write our answers down.
Okay, got my answer.
Got my answer.
Got mine, too.
I'm locked in.
All right, we're all ready.
go.
Dave, are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Raiders.
Raiders, he says.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Covino.
I said the Raiders.
Nice, that's 1.
Boom.
All right, Rich.
I mean, said the same. Raiders.
2 matches.
There we go.
Buyer.
I apologize if I was a little early on the video, but you may have already seen Raiders.
All right.
There you go.
Already
First
won.
round.
right out the gate. You are a winner of that round, at least.
My answer doesn't even matter.
No, but
no one cares.
Guess what I said? Raiders.
Oh, wow. Let's see if
Raiders.
everyone in the studio
No, I'm
matched.
sorry. I went with Cowboys.
Yeah, I went with Cowboys also.
Wow.
I guess, you know, I guess you're not self-aware, Danny G. Your fan base are maniacs.
maybe because of where the parts of California I've grown up in, but I've seen more Cowboys tattoos than anything.
Well, you win, buddy. First round. Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Round 2. Let's erase those off our boards. All right. Round 2, Dave. We're going to go with the entertainment category. Which female celebrity would create the most pandemonium if she were seen walking in public?
Oh.
Jennifer Lopez,
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney, or Kim Kardashian?
Wow.
All right, write your answers down.
All right. Got it. Locked in.
Yeah, everybody let me know when you're...
Okay.
All right.
Everybody in the studio ready?
Got it.
Yep.
All right, Dave, we'll take your answer on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Kim Kardashian.
All right, we're going to go in reverse order this time.
Oh.
Sammy, that means you.
To make him feel good? Okay.
Go ahead, Sam.
My answer matters. Guess what I said? Kim K.
There you go.
Oh. Well, I went the big booty direction. J-Lo.
Oh, okay.
All right, now Spotty.
I actually said Kim Kardashian.
All
Kim K.
That's 2
One more for the win.
matches. Yep. All right, DB.
I went J-Lo.
Nice. Good taste. To Rich Davis.
Well, don't you worry, Dave. You're a winner because I said Kim K.
Wins the game.
And so did I.
Nice.
I think that's easily the right answer. Personally, is different, but the world goes crazy
Yeah.
for
Let me
Kim
tell you,
Kardashian. We've witnessed it one
I'm gonna
time.
share a Covino and Rich story. Story time.
Before you do that, Rich, let's do one last category just for fun.
All right.
We'll throw a koozie in.
Danny's made this too easy.
He doesn't want story time.
No, I want your story after this category. We'll go back to sports for bonus.
Shut you down.
A
Story
bonus.
Hey, he's producing. He's the producer of
I
the
love
show.
it. I love it.
Bonus koozies
A
at
bonus
stake.
koozie
They
here.
never listen to me.
We'll go back to sports. In their prime,
Story time.
who threw the prettiest deep ball in their prime?
Okay.
Warren Moon, Russell Wilson, or Dan Marino?
Oh, wow. No
All right.
Uncle Rico? Man, that's...
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one.
I gotta say, can we make a deal? Can everyone put the caps back on their dry erase pens? Whoever
Dude,
used this one last
serious.
week left it off. Like, jeez. Come on.
We'll
Get
get
with
some.
that.
We'll get some more pens.
I'm locked in.
However, I did buy these at the Dollar Tree.
We're
do you
playing for
expect?
some Covino and Rich koozies.
Yes,
Let's go.
We're all locked in. All right, Dave, for your bonus round here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to say Marino to Clayton.
Oh,
Marino. Okay, Covino.
you know, there was an autographed picture in our office for years, and it said, "Hey, Rich, go deep, Dan Marino."
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Rich.
my story.
And my wife said, keep trying. No, I also said Dan Marino. There we go.
Warren Moon was a good answer.
Yeah, Dan Byer.
Warren Moon did.
Yeah.
there's
There
no
we go.
doubt.
Good answer.
Warren Moon did.
Underrated, most underrated
Yeah.
quarterback of our childhood.
Spotty.
I actually said handsome Dan Marino.
All right.
Yes.
So you win, buddy.
There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah. In just for fun here, I said D. Russ. I said Dangerous.
No
'cause-
way.
Yeah, dude. The one thing I always loved watching him throw that deep ball, just something about his spiral.
Wow.
You know what? I love that someone on planet Earth is showing Russell Wilson love. Thank you,
And
Danny G.
Sammy, what did you answer with that?
I actually went with Jeff George. Well, he was on there.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually thought of him as well.
All right.
He won the koozie.
David Nashville, we appreciate you playing, and you are a big winner. We're going to put you on the mailing list for a Turbo Football.
Wow. Great job, man. And again, we always give away prizes, bribery balls, turbo balls. If you won last year, they're different this year. So if you want to qualify for more prizes, just leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Search Covino and Rich. Say something nice. Danny G will get to you.
There you go.
And congrats.
And
By the way-
Rich, you have a J-Lo story?
Oh, no, I have a story. I don't know if I'm going to tell you now. No, but yeah, I will. But I want to tell Dave, he runs a car dealership. I want every car to exit your lot just with Fox Sports Radio on. Like before they drive off the lot. Right on Covino and Rich.
You hear that, Dave?
Dave's chopping down the
Yeah,
prices.
but I'll make sure. Yeah, we'll make sure we'll put it right there on Fox
Dude.
for you.
Thank
You're
you,
the
buddy.
man. Thank you, buddy. So Covino and I were in Vegas.
You need
Remember?
story time music.
Yeah. It was back in the day. Vegas. Remember when the Mirage was sort of like a hot spot? Is that still even around? It's going to become the Virgin, right?
Yeah, they're still working on it.
Well,
as far as
when
I
the
know.
Mirage was like a hot spot, I remember Covino and I saw the biggest fuss ever made. Like, we're talking like people, like 1,000 people were hovering around. Like, what is this fuss for? And then come walking by, booty and all, Kim Kardashian with like bodyguards everywhere. And it was just all young women. And people say, yeah, what do the Kardashians do? I'll tell you what they do. They're successful entrepreneurs that have thousands of women that buy their products and everything. We saw women, young women, lining up just to buy their makeup, buy their products, and get a glimpse. So, Kim Kardashian is by
You
far.
forget your own story. Wasn't it an opening of Dash? Wasn't that the name of the store? Their own little store that they had? They were
Yeah, it was in
opening a store.
Calabasas.
I thought you were going to say the part where she then winked and said, hey, Covino.
Then she grabbed my man thigh. Yeah, no,
That didn't
they
happen.
were opening up a store, and it was pandemonium.
Yeah.
And we've had the pleasure of interviewing them a bunch of times.
Yeah.
The Kardashians.
No diggity, no
with
doubt.
Covino and Rich.
Let's go to Dan Byer for an update. DB, what's doing, buddy?
I will say I answered J-Lo, and I guess this could go for the Kardashians as well, because I figured that her people would call the paparazzi to say that she was going to be at this spot, so then everybody would show up and get hype about it. All right, people are going to show up tonight in Seattle for Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series between the Tigers and Mariners. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You're going to see it on Fox. Winner gets the Blue Jays in the ALCS. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will back up fellow quarterback Dylan Gabriel in Sunday's game in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray returned to practice today. He's questionable to face the Colts on Sunday because of a foot injury. Lamar Jackson out for the Ravens against the Rams. Niners won't have Brock Purdy against the Buccaneers. Other players ruled out for Week 6 include Purdy's teammate Ricky Pearsall. In that same game, no Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans, no Bucky Irving for Tampa. Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard is out for their matchup against the Cowboys. Raiders without tight end Brock Bowers. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones will not appeal his $250,000 fine for making an obscene gesture towards fans during their Week 5 win over the Jets. Nafisa Collier, Asia Wilson, Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray, and Alyssa Thomas were named first-team All-WNBA today. Rookie Paige Becker is named second-team All-WNBA. Yahoo Sports, the first to report an investment fund of the University of California pension system. It's called UC Investments. Well, they're the entity that's in deep negotiations with the Big Ten over a $2.4 billion deal. The money would be divided amongst the conference's 18 schools, help create the league's long-discussed subsidiary, Big Ten Enterprises. So, big money coming to college sports and likely changing the landscape of it. That's according to Yahoo. Guys, back to you.
Dan Byer, have a great weekend, buddy.
You too, guys. Enjoy the games.
Dan. And, hey, coming up, we're going to do Weekend Hobnobbing, and I'm going to pay some love and respect.
Are you going to pay me for losing the baseball bet?
Wendy, I've already offered. I've offered to pay for flights you've had. I think you want a big check. Like I'm.
You owe me $2,100 because your Mets sucked.
Do you
this
want
year.
a big check? Do you want to?
No, I want to figure out. Well, how are we going to work out this deal?
What do you want?
Because you were the guy feeling brazen and raising the stakes.
Jesus.
You would have only owed me $1,000
I
if
know.
we just stuck to the bet.
Well,
But Rich owes me $2,100. We got to figure this out. Danny G, let's make it a note that next week, because I know Rich, he's like the longer time goes by, the more chance I'll forget about it.
You're not
we're
gonna
gonna have to start adding interest.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to have to figure out some sort
gross.
of deal or no deal. We're going to have to figure out some sort of way to compromise.
Hey, don't you owe me some money?
Yeah.
It was like, $2,000.
And I want it presented in a big giant check, like you said. 2,100.
What's that movie I'm watching on that show I'm watching on Netflix? Doc, where the woman hits her head and loses her memory over the last couple of years. So coming up, we're going to do Weekend Hobnobbing. And there's a female athlete that I think deserves some props, and I don't think she's getting it. And we'll give her those props next, right here on Covino and Rich.
I think it's the debate that's sweeping the nation right now, and I just don't get it. Remember in the movie Big? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
What don't you get?
I don't understand how people's hate of the Yankees is really clouding their logic, their common sense. Aaron Judge is your MVP. I don't care how many home runs Cal Raleigh hits. He's having a magical season. I think Cal Raleigh's great for Seattle. Congrats on their victory yesterday. Congrats on his 2 home runs. By the way, Judge also hit 2 home runs yesterday. Are you guys failing to realize that Judge leads the MLB in almost every other category? Guess how many categories Cal Raleigh leads the MLB in? 1 home runs. If that was the be-all, end-all, why didn't Judge win the MVP in 2017 when you gave it to Altuve? That turd. Get out of here.
You keep forgetting there's a whole other side of the game. I don't know, defense, catcher.
Where Judge is also pretty stellar Incubus style.
Hold on, I just saw a
He's
stat.
stellar in the outfield. You're acting like this guy's some sort of schlub. He made one error last year, and everyone keeps bringing that up. I got so many reasons as to why it's so clearly Judge. I need to understand why you think it's Cal Raleigh, because he hit 60 home runs?
Honestly, you defending Judge, it's like fighting with my wife about something where I know I'm not going to win.
It's it's ridiculous. It's the debate that's sort of dividing the country right now. And you know what? It's better than late night TV and politics or anything else. So we might as well lean into it.
I'll be honest, this is way more fun to argue about. Judge has played 40% of his games this year at the DH position, which means he has done nothing.
Because he was hurt and he still dominated. He still led the team.
And when he's in the field, not a Gold Glover, and Cal Raleigh, not only a Gold Glover last year, he was a Platinum Glover, which means the best overall defender. So,
wait, but did you hear what I said before about Judge leading the major leagues in everything? Major leagues.
Oh, major leagues.
Cal Raleigh leads the AL in RBI, not the major leagues. He leads the major leagues in home runs, and that's it. And you know what? And people kissing his dumper. People kissing his ass.
Well, that's a pretty sweet
dumper. People
dumper.
hate the Yankees so much. You're letting it get in the way of the actual truth, which is Aaron Judge is so exceptional and so great. You should be embracing his greatness, not trying to tear him down just to lift up Cal Raleigh. It's the conversation that just keeps going on and on and on. And again, people just want to ignore the stats and hate on the Yankees. That's really it. And, of course, Judge fatigue, which we pointed out throughout the week. What are your thoughts,
Your
man?
thoughts, Mr.
Because I do value your thoughts tremendously.
Yeah, it's not that deep. And I'll just say this. I will tend to go to the guy that I don't think will win it again. So if it's close, I'm going with Cal Raleigh. I think Judge has won it. He'll always be in the conversation. Cal Raleigh may, but we don't know. I always side with that. Honestly, guys, I do it with the NBA MVP, which I think that's how they vote, and that may make people frustrated or mad
It's not a charity vote. I don't get that.
You know what it's like? I'll give you an analogy. You know when you watch a fight, UFC or boxing, you have to judge round by round, and you can't go back and change your round because it's like, oh, well, that's a closer fight than I thought. Maybe I'll go back and give Canelo round 2. That's not how it works. You judge a round and you move on. Because I'll back Covino up on one and only point because I think it's Cal Raleigh that should win. But we can't not give it to Judge because we're tired of him. Like the Joker in the NBA. You can't be like, well, he's already won a bunch.
No,
Let's
but
not give it to him.
They arguably did that to Lamar Jackson last year when they gave it to Josh Allen. Not that Josh Allen didn't deserve it, just like Cal Raleigh doesn't deserve it. But you could say that maybe, Lamar Jackson won it already, so we'll give it to him. Dude, Judge deserves this. I think that is pretty clear when you see that he leads in almost everything.
But the previous years weren't a bar on what was and what wasn't an MVP caliber season. And I say that because Lamar's season last year, passer-wise, I believe is 4th best in NFL history as a passer. That was last season. So I believe there are only 3 other seasons that were better, a couple by Aaron Rodgers. So it's tough to argue against that if you're for Lamar, but the bar that Josh Allen passed when Lamar won it 2 years ago, that tells me that his campaign was worthy enough at that point to be a most valuable player. And if you see where these teams are, specifically with the Mariners now winning the division, I think that also lends to Raleigh and what he's done. So that's where I go with it. I disagree with Rich. Like Rich doesn't agree with my thinking.
Today's Friday.
Friday. The only guy that's not happy it's Friday.
Well, we're excited.
Got a coach tomorrow.
Because that means lots of, I'm going to try to sleep in if I can. But lots of great games, and we're going to tell you what to watch. Weekend Hobnob in just a few minutes. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Business fluctuations can make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com. Find the location near you. That's expresspros.com. And now it's time for our Express Pros Pro of the Week.
I think just based on last night, you have to give it to Cam Scatterbo.
Of course. We said we're prisoners of the moment.
Dude's doing flips in the end zone.
The moment is now. Cam Scatterbo's our winner. 19 carries, 98 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 3 tutties, and nonstop juice. We were so excited. His energy was contagious last night. He was tearing his shirt off with Fitzpatrick at the end of the game. Everybody's chanting his name. He's a likable guy. He is your Express Pros Pro of the Week.
You know, before we get to Weekend Hobnob, and one question as we get into a weekend of football and some Game 5s in Major League Baseball, nothing more exciting. Danny G, your Dodgers waiting to see who they play, Cubs or Brewers. I'm sure you'd prefer the Cubs. That way you have home field. But nonetheless, you just want to be – you're happy you're there.
Yeah, let those two teams beat up on each other.
Yeah, you're hoping this goes like 16 innings and the bullpens are used and everything. Have we seen the last of Clayton Kershaw? Is he going to eat some innings in the postseason going forward, or do you avoid Clayton Kershaw moving ahead?
I think you'll see him.
You think you'll see Kershaw?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a minute because they extended him so hard last time.
Yeah, he was used in the wrong spot of that game. And when he did get into trouble, you saw what Roberts decided to do. Yeah, let me just have him stay in and eat up some of these innings in this blowout.
Yeah,
not a good look.
One of the dads at my kids' practice yesterday said, like, yeah, they'll keep him on the roster just because. And I'm like, dude, when you're dealing with a 26-man roster, no one gets a sympathy spot at this stage of the game. But I feel like if he's not one of your best 13 pitchers, then come on. I mean, because you're gonna carry 13 arms, 13 position players, correct?
But he was exposed. If Roberts had pulled him out right away, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
It would be weird if they didn't. I mean, you'd imagine he's on the postseason roster.
I think so,
right?
yeah.
But it's not automatic as you would think.
No.
All right, well,
now, hold on. You teased props.
Oh, yeah. Let me give those props to a WNBA star.
I don't know if Iowa Sam's going to like this, but.
Stars. A WNBA star who is not only, making a name for herself on the court, she is now a Victoria's Secret angel. Pun intended.
Well, she said Victoria's Secret is me.
Yeah. And she's got a cereal. She's got sneakers. She's doing it all.
She's in Vogue.
And, yeah, she was on the cover of Vogue. Angel Reese, you got to give credit where credit's due.
She could pull off being a Victoria's Secret model.
And let me tell you, I'll just say this.
Good for her.
When men in sports do all these different things, they're given props. And if it's a handsome young athlete, he's doing all this. She's attractive. She's controversial. She's a baller. I think Angel Reese is doing everything right. So, if you're going to make fun of her and her shooting percentage, you also have to give props where they're due. And
why don't you tell Sam what you told me? Rich said
that?
before, Angel Reese is dominating Caitlin Clark in the world of pop culture and relevance.
Yeah, I mean, on the court, Angel Reese is not bringing the fans the way Caitlin Clark is. And Caitlin was injured all last year, so there was some momentum killed.
Yeah.
But as far as, social media and buzz and what people are talking about, Angel Reese is...
She's definitely holding her own. I mean, she might have more Instagram followers than Caitlin Clark because she's also, very attractive.
But she's making money.
She's making money. She's making a lot of endorsement money.
Well, pop culture relevance. We're not saying that she's dominating Caitlin Clark as far as basketball relevance.
Angel Reese is a really good basketball player.
Yeah, but
they need both of them to be healthy next year.
I'm saying off the court, you got to give her props.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
It's easy to mock
totally
her.
Good with that.
And so props to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who, both making a big impact and really doing good things for women's sports. All right, time for Weekend Hobnobbing. Let's go.
Living for the weekend. Your winning bets for talking points if you get stuck socializing.
You ever done anything dangerous? You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? That is dangerous.
Friday brings us Weekend Hobnobbing.
All right, of course, there's lots of great baseball, lots of great football. I know you guys are going to talk about it, so I'm going to spread this out a little bit. Covino here with your Weekend Hobbing must-watches. UFC Fight Night tomorrow night. Oliveira, Gamrot in the lightweight main event. Figueiredo, Montel Jackson, the co-main event. So some good fights tomorrow night. I've been talking about it all week. It's spooky season, ghost season, postseason. So you might want to check out that Ed Gein story, Monster docuseries on Netflix.
I'll watch it if you stop doing the impression of him.
I can't swear on that. Mother wouldn't like it. So, Monster, the Ed Gein story might be something you want to get grossed out on for your Halloween spirit. As you guys know, I'm on Ozzy's Boneyard every Saturday and Sunday morning. That's SiriusXM Channel 38. And I'm on Turbo 41 every night. But Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, has a new documentary out. When you're done watching Tulsa King on Paramount Plus, check out No Escape From Now. It's a great documentary from what I'm hearing. Lots of Ozzy Osbourne revelations. And I'm hearing it's a must-watch whether you're a metal fan or not. Ozzy Osbourne, No Escape From Now on Paramount Plus. And our bonus podcast, Rich. Brand new episode dropped yesterday right here on Covino Rich FSR on the YouTube page. Overpromised episode 112, Peaches and Cream. We had another really fun episode. I think it's one of the most fun things we're doing. Overpromised episode 112 right here on this page. Check it out and enjoy.
All right. I'm going to hit up Netflix for a second. If you got little kids, they love this for some reason. You know there's certain shows where you're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize my kids would get such a kick out of this. There's a Halloween edition of Is It Cake? So if you got little kids, it might be fun to be, where they cut into it, it's a cake or not. That's on Netflix. True Haunting. There's a little docuseries if you want to be in that spooky mood, Covino. That is new on Netflix. And Danny G, Covino's catching up to us. Love is Blind, season 9. If you like trash TV, I promise you, this is
Yeah,
tops.
but I think it's weird that you're calling yourself Sparkle Dicky.
I'm Sparkle Rich.
This is top tier trash television.
Dude, just because you cried like Edmund when the Yankees lost, that guy needs to get a grip. But I think Love is Blind, as far as all the dumb reality shows we watch, it's the one that I find to be the best social experiment. Because the reality is, even if they're just there to try to be famous on social media, the idea of meeting someone that you click with without seeing them, you need to see someone. It just proves that it doesn't work in my mind.
One of the contestants says, what if I get fat and get some chunks? He said, then I'll be holding them chunks.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
nice.
funny. It's good. Definitely check it out.
Is that going to be in his wedding vows? I'll be holding them chunks.
Rich, have you caught up to Black Rabbit?
That's a show I stalled on. I'm going to pick that up again. Same with Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if you and Brenda watch that. Fantastic on Hulu.
Nice. And some college football games to watch. Week 7. Number 1, Ohio State at number 17, Illinois. Number 8, Alabama at number 14, Missouri. Number 6, Oklahoma at Texas. Washington State
rivalry.
At number 4, Ole Miss. And number 3, Oregon at number 7, Indiana.
What do they call that? The Red River Shootout, right?
Used to. Now they call it the Red River Rivalry to be more
Can't say
politically correct.
shootout anymore.
Can't say shootout.
Oh, wow.
That's lame.
Yeah,
I mean,
shoot.
I'm not against. No one's for gun violence, but you can't. You have to change the name of a rivalry.
Yeah.
I kind of think the name has a nice ring to it. Mother would approve.
Thank you.
But she doesn't approve of Jezebels.
I'm not going to watch it now.
Texas is a slight favorite in that game, too, so tune in.
I mean, Arch Manning might be one of the biggest letdowns of the year, huh?
I heard it's a Texas massacre.
I don't know if Oklahoma has John Mateer playing. I think he's iffy, so we'll see. Should be great.
And, of course, tonight, Game 5, Scuba, could he take care of the Mariners in Seattle? And then
we're all watching this.
Dan Byer is going to be on the edge of his seat. In fact, Dan Byer wants to go down the slide in Milwaukee with Bernie Brewer. Hopefully his Brewers win for him. Brewers Cubbies, that's tomorrow night, Game 5. Enjoy it all. Have a great weekend. Spooky season. Break out the hoodies. Break out the pumpkin beer. Let's go.
Make your trip to Spirit Halloween.
Arrivederci, baby.
We will see you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Have a great weekend.
Later.
Today's Friday.